anywhere you are, you struggle when you think about the staff you've worked with, whether it's in your department or higher up in the admin or lower down, or your students of different types. There's wonderful people and there's total pains in the butt, and there's in between, just kind of normal people. And there are tough decisions to make, which people superly disagree on in the same department, and how do you figure out which one? You don't decide who you're not going to offend by making the decision, but you're going to offend somebody if you make a certain decision, and you have to make that decision on merit of what's the right decision, and then you're going to make somebody really unhappy. And I've never liked being in charge of things. This is weird because
you were.
I was, but it's more than that. I actually, a lot of people think I'm bossy. Let me say this. Okay, I'm going to say this in a bit. A personality thing. Hello, camera again. One thing about my life that makes that I should never understand, as hard as I try, I'll never figure it out. But I've never liked being in charge of things. I don't like I hated being head of department. That was just horrible. I can remember back at University of Michigan, I came back from 2 years in Japan, and we had a Japanese Studies Center, or whatever we call it there, softball team, baseball. And you had a little thing in the spring, a lot of the different departments would compete. Once a week you'd get together and play games. And somebody had to be in charge of the baseball team and decide who was going to do what. And they kind of thought I was an excellent player, and for some reason they all thought I should be in charge. And so this is the manager. The person who decides, okay, if we've got 15 people and only 9 can play at a time, which of you are going to play? I asked them, okay, do you want, as we play in these games, is our aim to have fun or is it to win? Because, in one case, if it's to have fun, we all play and I don't care what the score is, we all get our chance. If it's to win, that's a painful situation where I have to say, okay, well, the truth is, this guy's no good, you sit down and I'll just watch the game. I didn't want to have to make any of those decisions. And they finally said, they thought about it, and I think they all thought they wanted to win. That's competitive. But they went for the have fun, which helped, But I didn't like it anyway. I just hated ever having to decide, you do that, you do that. On the other hand, if you ask Gina or my sister or various others, we're in a context back, let's say, when I was off at university, and then later holidays, we'd go back to my home in Michigan, or to Gina's home later, but we'd have a family reunion. My whole family is musical, so my parents are piano and stuff, and my sister and brother both did folky stuff with me, and my brother did sort of jazz piano a bit, and my sister tried a little opera singing and stuff. We'd get together, and our common music was kind of folk, Western folk. So we'd play a lot of stuff, and if Gina was there, she'd join in, and etc. And other friends might drop in. A neighbor friend would come with his banjo. We had a lot of fun, and we would record these things. And I was always trying to arrange them. I'd say, okay, you do this, oh no, sing like this. And I was like the musical boss. And this certainly pissed some people off, but somebody had to do it. And so as much as I hate being the boss of something, it might be context, for that. It felt right to me. And now we have at SOAS, for the last few years, our Japanese folk song group that meets when I'm in town on Saturday mornings, do about 4 hours. And yesterday again, I'm always in the situation, I'm the guy who started, I'm the one they think knows the most. There's one other gal, age 78, who's been doing folk song for almost as long as I have, but not in depth. And she was an opera singer originally anyway, and then a musical person doing Gilbert and Sullivan. But I'm the guy who knows. But I don't want to be the one to always decide what we're doing. And I try to get dialogue going. What do you want to do today? What shall we do? And yet when decisions have to be made, often I have to jump in and kind of do it. That's the group where I really struggle to find the right balance. But I haven't really driven anyone. So my own life, I see this is a struggle I've always had of how can I avoid having to make all these decisions of power and avoid being the one to have to hurt someone by making a decision and being in charge. And yet, how do I get the decisions that I want made? And if I'm the guy who knows what's going on, how do I manage to do that without being too bossy? And it's really a struggle. Even up in Durham, we have pub sessions, okay. Irish and British and other musics, a bit of Swedish, a bit of other things pop in from time to time. Old American folk occasionally, even from Brittany. So, Monday night sessions in the ElmTree pub up there, which we've been attending for about 5 years now, 6 since I retired. Love to play. Monday night is really high flying. I never butt in there, I just do whatever's happening, join it on the tunes. Tuesday is supposed to be user friendly. And it is. People come in and it's a mixed bag, and some of us are pretty good and some aren't. And anybody can kind of start a tune or a set and then you join in. That's the idea. What I've done is I'm kind of the social manager of the group. And despite being one of the later joiners, if someone comes in we haven't seen for a long time, or they're very shy, or they're new, or it's a friend of a friend and they've got an instrument with them but they don't seem ready to do anything, I'm the one who will say, whatever, what's her name, that gal, I don't know, whatever. Georgia, you want to play a tune? And I'll look at her and say, I say, yeah, come on, this is it's a welcoming session, please go ahead. I'm almost twisting arms to get everyone to do something. If there's a gap between pieces, which there usually is, and then the guys are talking about beer and football, and Jeremy Corbyn and whatever. And so I'm not bossy there, but I am intervening and pushy and making people play. But they don't have to if they don't want to. So I think I'm doing okay. But that also I have to reflect on occasionally and think, is my personality doing the right stuff here? And I think nobody has come up to me later, my friends or any others, and say, you shouldn't really do that. Just let people decide, or why did you make that person play? They're such crap, or whatever. And, so it's worked so far. Yeah, but I know that Monday night I shouldn't do that. Yeah.